Hi guys, rideshare PA here, coming at you today with another, I would call this an informational video. Before I get started though, if you love the content and you like to hear what I come out with, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and smash the bell so you know when I come out with new content. As always, I try to come out with either news videos relating to Uber and Lyft, informational videos, tips, tricks, things you can do to make your ride share more successful. So I came across this article and I kind of thought it was something that I wanted to talk about. I wanted to go over a little bit because I never really had anybody to walk me through this in the beginning. So if you do not drive for Uber or Lyft and you are thinking about it, this video today will be something that you will want to watch the whole way through. It might be a little bit lengthy. There's a reason for that, and I hope you stay tuned and listen to every single thing I have to say because some of these things are very important. Okay? So today's video is the 10 things that I knew, or that I wish I knew, before starting driving for Uber or Lyft. Okay? So, the 10 things that you should know before starting for driving for Uber and Lyft. Number one, to make the most money possible driving, you need to avoid traffic. Okay, now I know in bigger cities sometimes that's a problem, but if you can, you need to avoid traffic. And the reason why is when Uber and Lyft give their riders pretty much an amount, that's what it is. And no matter how long it takes you to get there from point A to point B, that amount doesn't really change all that much. Okay, and this is because, hold on one second. This is the rate quoted in the app is generally exactly what they pay. Okay, it doesn't really change all that much. That's because the per minute rate a driver makes is very low, while the per mile rate is pretty decent. Okay, the fare will not suddenly jump up to an unexpected amount just because the driver hit traffic along the route. Okay, so while that's a great thing for passengers, it's not a great thing for drivers. So you want to try to avoid traffic as much as possible. Do not, whatever you do, unless you know your market and you know where you're going to go to hit good rates and good surges, do not drive around looking for a ride. Let the rides come to you. Okay? I always, if I pick somebody up in a good area and take them out to the middle of nowhere, I'll go somewhere close that I know is a little bit further away or something like that, but I will not go that far. I will pull over and I will sit. I will wait like 10 minutes or so, and then I will go somewhere else or try to get back to where my surge area is or where I know I will get a good ride. To remain a profitable driver, you must become like the fishermen. You find a good spot, you be patient, you wait, and the ride will come to you. Okay? You will actually waste a lot of money on gas, especially if you don't have a hybrid, just driving around aimlessly looking for a ride. Okay? The closest driver to a passenger usually gets the next ride, potentially yourself accordingly. So, like most people know, the closer you are, somebody gets a ping, if you are the closest person, you will get that ride. If you are not, it will be going to somebody else. Okay? Driving for Uber and Lyft is a lot like a game. The goal is to earn as much money as possible per hour. The best way to play this game is to have a paying passenger at almost all times inside your car. The opponents of this game are the other drivers on the road, 100%. Okay? They are competing, fighting for your rides. Okay? You can see these other drivers on the Uber and Lyft passenger app. Okay? This is something I always do. If I'm in an area and I'm not getting pings because other drivers are near me, I turn on my passengers apps, I see where the drivers are, and then I go away from them hoping to get a ride. Okay? the closest drivers always get the ride. So if you go away from, say you have 5 or 6 drivers in this area and you go over here, if somebody pings over here, you're going to get that ride automatically. So I always go away from all the other drivers. Okay, many people believe that the airport is where you can make the most money as a ride-hailing driver. Some drivers around the U.S. do rides only coming from the airport, and most airports have a dedicated waiting area for Uber and Lyft drivers that the apps will direct you to. It's called the waiting queue. Okay, you can see how many people are waiting. I personally do not go to the airport unless I am dropping somebody off, because most of the time you will sit between 30 minutes to an hour waiting for a ride. The whole point of Uber and Lyft and the whole way you make money is having somebody in your seat at all times. Okay? Let's see. You need to take breaks often for your health and for your sanity. That is another good one. I always try to, I'd say 2 hours. If I'm driving a long day, and by long I mean the maximum 12-hour shift, I specifically try to take a break every 2 to 3 hours. And when I mean a break, I literally mean stopping at a gas station, grabbing a drink and something to eat quick, hopping out of my car, filling up with gas if I have to, whatever, getting out, stretching my legs for 15, 20 minutes at the most, and then getting back in and driving, okay? So as a driver, you are your own boss, okay? You set your own hours, you set your own schedule, you go by your rules, okay? Sometimes the rides come back to back so fast that you lose track of time. You look down at the clock and you realize, wow, I've been cooped in this car for 5 hours. I used to try to push myself to keep driving and power through it. You always say, like, I can do one more ride. I can do one more ride. No, don't do that, okay? If you are feeling yourself get tired, you're feeling yourself need food, stop, take a break, because that's how accidents happen, okay, guys? If you are that tired, you need to get off of the road. Everybody wants to make money, but the name of the game is going home safe to your family, okay? The secret to a high rating and more tips is having a clean car, offering a good phone charger, and driving safe. Those are actually the 3 main things I would say. Keep your car clean at all times. Most people always have a phone charger. Almost every single Uber I've ever been in has some type of cord to charge your phone. I have these right here. You can get these on Amazon. Let me see if I can pull it out. Okay, this is a one USB. It's a USB that plugs into one side, but it has 4 different phones on here. Okay, it has Type C. It has your mini not mini USB, micro, the B, and then the lightning for iPhone. So basically, Android, iPhone, Type C. Okay, these aren't expensive at all, and they work great. Okay, but yeah, those 3 things. And I would also recommend trying to be nice to your passengers. Literally, just saying, hi, how's your day going? Being nice, courteous to your passengers, trying to talk to them. If they don't want to talk, don't talk. Okay. Let's see. What else does this say? Do not lose money driving back home at the end of your shift, okay? Because you can get paid for it. And what we mean by this is destination mode. If you have not heard of it, if you drive for Uber or Lyft, there is a thing on both of them, if you don't know it already, called destination mode, okay? So if I'm an hour, say I drive wherever I'm going from point A to point B, and along the way I'm getting further and further away from my house, and at the end of the night I'm an hour and 15 minutes away from my house, okay? What I will do is I will stop, I will turn destination mode back on to my house, and then I will drive home. And along the way, I will get 1 or 2 rides that take me closer to my house. So I'll be making money along the way. Plus, on top of that, you're still driving under Uber and Lyft's app. So it is tracking the miles you drive. So at the end of the year, when you go to claim your taxes, those miles add up and you can claim them on your taxes. Okay? I forget what number we're at, but Okay, Uber Pool and Lyft shared rides don't pay you as much as you think and are hardly worth it for the driver, okay? Most drivers will tell you this flat out of the gate. Uber Pool and Lyft rides suck completely, okay? I do them every now and again. Sometimes they are worth it just to make the extra money, depending on what I'm doing. When I drive in Philly, they have a Quest for the weekend, so I don't pass those up sometimes because I need to make that Quest money. But Uber Pool, they're not worth it, okay? So if you can avoid doing those, avoid doing those, okay? It's not worth it in the end. Let's see, what else here is good to point out. Okay. A lot of people, you can drive for Uber and Lyft. You can do both, okay? Some people say Uber's better, some say Lyft's better. I will tell you personally, for me, I like Uber more. The pay is better, not by much in my market, but the pay is better. Personally, people are people, but I think a lot of the people that drive with me for Uber are a lot more respectable, a lot nicer for some reason. I don't know. That's just my, how should I put this? My experience that I've had with driving both Uber and Lyft. For some reason, Lyft people, I don't know, like, I don't want to say it's a generational thing, but it just seems like they're not really approachable as much sometimes. They don't talk as much, and it just, I don't know, it's weird. When I first got into this is another one thing I wish I knew before I started driving. I thought driving strangers around and meeting new people would be kind of weird to like talk to people. However, driving has got kind of broken me out of my shell a little bit. Um, it's very easy for me to talk to new people now. It's very easy for me to open up to new people. So that's one thing that if you're not good with people and you're not easy to talk to or you're not approachable, I would recommend you not do this job. I would recommend you find something else to do. But if you are one of those people that like to talk to random people, if you have lots of, I don't want to say useless knowledge, but like if you just like to engage with people that you don't know, I would definitely recommend doing this because it will help you out in the long run. And that is one thing that helps you get better tips, I think, is talking to your passengers a lot and just basically being more social. So, yeah. Let me see what else I can see in here. Anything else? Exactly. So this guy said in this article that got some of this stuff out of, um, and this is the same thing that happened to me. Like, I used not to be able to really talk to people or open up in any settings, like going to the bar and drinking and things like that. Like, I didn't randomly approach a stranger. So I thought coming into this would be terrifying. He says, I would have honestly preferred running from a demonic monster in a horror movie than discussing the rainy weather to a complete stranger. But that's months ago. Now I can talk to pretty much anyone about anything. If you get in my car, you pop up some headphones, or your body language says that you clearly don't want to talk, great. I will get you to your destination safely. Okay, I've said this before in other videos. If you have a passenger get in your car and they do not want to talk, and you can see they either have headphones in, their heads down in their phone, things like that, let it go. Take them to their destination. When they get out, make sure they have everything. Have a great day. Move on with your life, okay? Practice makes perfect, and now I am great at making small talk. Small talk is great. Small talk will get you tips, okay? Sometimes people, I don't want to say you have to be their therapist. Sometimes people just want somebody to talk to, okay? Some of the best tips I've got were from people literally the whole time going from point A to point B, talking to me, telling me how their day was, venting about a spouse, having a bad day at work, things that are relatable to every single person. We've all had days like that, and if people vent, just let them vent. Listen to what they have to say, and yeah, I've been through that before. I know how that feels. Like, just kind of connect with them, okay? Um, This guy says some of his riders became his best friends for 15 or 20 minutes. Some are so rude you just can't wait until they get out of your car, but those make nice people seem all the better. 100%. Okay? He enjoys being a character in a story, even if he's only briefly in the story with his friends. Often I am one of the first locals that somebody meets to another state. Exactly. When I drive in Philly, I pick people up from the airport all the time. I take people to the airport, so I'm usually the last person they either see going or coming out of that city, and it's great. I'm an impression. I am something that they get, and hopefully they have a good experience with me. Okay. He says, I also enjoy driving most drunk people home safely. I enjoy their often hilarious stories. I like to think that I'm doing a great service by driving so they are not tempted to get behind the wheel while under the influence. That is 100% accurate, okay, guys? I will say this time and time again. I often say this to a lot of passengers. There is no reason why any single person anymore should ever have to drive under the influence, okay? Between taxis, Uber, Lyft, Juno, Via, whenever Trip comes out, if it actually ever does. But there's no reason why anybody should ever drive drunk anymore, okay? Because there's so many different options out there for people to get home safe. It shouldn't be an option, okay? But these are some of the things that I wish I knew going in beforehand. One other thing I would say beforehand, do not go out and buy a brand new car thinking you're going to make tons of money with Uber and Lyft. Drive with what you have. If for some reason you are buying a new car, I would highly recommend getting a hybrid just for the simple fact of you are going to save money on gas. If you are getting a newer car, do not buy brand new. Buy used, buy a couple years old. Do your homework. So yeah. All right, guys. That's it for today. I hope all these tips that I just brought up help you in some way, shape, or another. Drive better, serve your community and your riders better. And if you are considering driving for Uber or Lyft, do yourself a favor and do some research in your area to see if it's worth it, okay? Rideshare PA out, guys. I hope you guys have a great week. Peace.